this judge asked the most difficult question, something that I've been looking out for, or maybe hoping that somebody was going to say it, but it's something that I did not pay attention to that much. Until this judge today, he rose it up, or he said it, when he said, how come no one saw this intruder running away? You know what I'm saying? When he asked that question, I was like, wow. How come there was no one who saw these intruders running away after they have done shooting our very own Mr. Senzo Meyiwa? After asking that question, I was left baffling, because the judge says as well, there's something that baffles me. He was asking that question. So I thought today we needed to get into that one, because now, look, Mr. Ngashe is now taking the stand. So we will have to close the segment. Kelly Kumalo, Zandi Kumalo. There are some, maybe few things that I need to say about Zandi Kumalo before we completely close that section, and then we go to Ngashe and the other people as well. But again, before I close all of that section, let's talk about what the church said today, provided that you are interested. If you are interested, then please stick around. As you stick around, there's only one favor that I'm requesting from you guys, and that favor is that you subscribe, you like the video, and you do comment in the comment section below. Why do you need to do all of those nice things, good people? You need to do it because doing it does help out a lot when it comes to the YouTube algorithm to promote and spread this video to as many people as possible. Guys, we are on our journey to 10,000 subscribers. We want to reach 10,000 subscribers before the end of October. So please guys, to those that are not yet subscribed, please guys, help us to get there as quick as possible. The power is in your hands. The judge at first asked some very the question that he asked, I will leave the others. I will focus on two questions. The first question that he asked was, I think that one, it came as in defense to Zandi Kumalo. You know what I'm saying? So she asked this question, Guti, if the person that would have been shot, or if the person who shot Senzo Meyiwa was in the house, how come they took this person to the hospital? You know what I'm saying? That's the question that the judge asked. And that's when we saw Zandi Kumalo becoming more confident and feeling alive, you know what I'm saying? And then her confidence was back, because the judge at the time was asking questions that was making her, you know what I'm saying, feel comfortable, and she felt like the judge is on her side. But I'm foreseeing what the judge is trying to do here. I don't know if people are paying attention to what the judge is doing. You know what I'm saying? This judge is going to make everybody comfortable, but he might surprise us with his judgment. Irrespective of what he continues to say, he's able to crack jokes with everybody, but he might surprise us with judgment. Hey, that I can tell you that. But again, he asked that question, and then he asked, he further asked to say, so you took him to the hospital because you wanted him you wanted him alive. You know what I'm saying? Two, he says that after shooting him, if Meyiwa was shot by the people in the house, they also came back to the very same house. You know what I'm saying? He asked this question before we can jump into the other one. With this question, if it can proven that Senzo Meyiwa died before reaching hospital, then it will make sense. Then we can pin it to them as well. Can pin it back to the Kumalo family. You know what I'm saying? Based on what the judge asked. Whether they came back to the house or not, we have seen it is proven. Within South African court, we have seen people. There was a case not long ago, guys. I forgot the name of this person who killed his girlfriend and then buried that person and lived with that person in the same house. So we have seen it happening. To ask that, how come these people will kill Senzo and then still come back to the same house? You know what I'm saying? I don't think it holds water, because we have seen it happening in South Africa. You know what I'm saying? Others, they will bury people on the very same yard. We have seen it happening here in South Africa. So the question that the judge is asking, it's nice, but it doesn't necessarily exempt the Khumalo family from this. You see what I'm saying? But before we jump into the other one, the question that he asked, it's also important. You know what I'm saying? What the judge, I think, is doing, this judge can see, okay, this judge thinks that this judge, okay, let me say, this judge keeps doing things and saying things on the right, on the right time. Let me say so. Whenever this judge asks questions, he asks questions at the end, at the end of the day, or you must notice that he asks those questions maybe if we're about to go to a lunch, and then he's going to ask questions. You know what he does? He understands that this case involves the public. There's more anticipation and people are watching what is going to happen here. And because of that, he keeps poking our emotions so that he can keep us involved by asking difficult questions. Even when we think that Zandi Khumalo, she's losing, then he's going to ask questions that seems to suggest otherwise so that he can grab our attention into the case. I think the judge understands what is at stake. You know what I'm saying? And number two, the judge also has got this tendency of breaking the ice. You know what I'm saying? After a tense interrogation or questioning or examination, he will then crack the joke and then everybody is at ease and then he closes it that way. So you can see that he's got a way of asking questions. At the same time, he knows when to. So pay attention when he asks those questions. It's also important. Now, that leads us to the second question that he asked, which is a very, very, very important question. And the question is, so if we are to take the narrative that there was Intruder, because the first, remember he interrogated the first one that that sounded like he's defending Zandi Khumalo, and then he goes and then he comes now and asks the second question, which is key. He said in the second question, he said, if this intruder, if the so-called intruder really went there and did what they said this intruder did, how come no one sold them? And then he was asking Zandi Khumalo, and Zandi Khumalo's response was, there are people that are coming to testify in court. Maybe they sold them, but I did not. To get a point. Now, at the point of me recording this video, we haven't heard Ngasha's testimony. He's about to take the stand. And we heard that there was a person that jumped into a neighbor, and that person told the neighbor that this is what have happened. And that's a person who said that, and Senzo Meyiwa was shot. You know what I'm saying? So this person does not mention, the person who jumped from the Khumalo family to the other neighbor does not mention Oguti, the way intruders and all the stuff. So the only time we heard or we saw a person running or jumping into the other neighbor is a person that came from the house, right? Let me assume at this moment that the person that came from the house is Longwe. Let me assume, because we don't know what Longwe did, but we're going to wait and hear Uguti, what will Ngasha tell us? You know what I'm saying? Was that Longwe? Because if still it's not Longwe, then Longwe leaves a lot to be desired. How he escaped the scene, how he disappeared, all of that will leave a lot to be desired. So that's what we are anticipating as Mr. Ngasha is taking a place. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the surname correctly. Forgive me if I am not pronouncing the surname right. I would wish to be corrected. Yes, in the comment section below, please do correct me. So we still need to do a video on Mapirinje. There's a video that we need to do on Mapiri alone. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be doing these videos so that those, you know what I'm saying, who wants to be part and parcel of the case, they can get the glimpse as to what is happening in this whole case, you know, so we can give you different dimension and keep you posted. You know what I'm saying? Keep you engaged and understand the key points that are happening in this case. So in other words, we are documenting history in the making. We are keeping you informed at the same time documenting history as it happens. So with that being said, I thought it was also important because during the cross-examination, things that were said or look by Uzandim Advocate Zandim Shololo. She mentions the issue ye bullet. You know what I'm saying? And that there is something that I think we need to pay attention to as to how the bullet, how Maiwa was hit by the bullet. The how part there is very, very, very important. It's gonna give us something. So we will wait for what the ballistic department, whatever. There's a police that is gonna come and account or testify about that, how the bullet went into the body. You know what I'm saying? It matters, right? Why it matters is because the neighbor saw a person with a white shirt against the wall. You know what I'm saying? And we were told that the person that was against the wall was the intruder. Now, we will also look at the position of the bullet itself. You know what I'm saying? Looking at how Meiwa was shot. That is hey guys, that's going to tell us a lot. But hey, look, Uzandi Kumalo guys has done herself dirty. During the parade, the story man icon. Koninte off story Sagazandi Kumalo. Koninte off story Sagazandi Kumalo. But no problem. We are here. So yeah, but yeah, I was just here to update you, Guti. The judge was asking that question, Guti, how? Guys, nobody saw a person running away. How come? And when he asked that question, yeah, you know, for a moment, Nama was like, this judge has got a point here. Vele. Why? Like, I need your explanation, Nam. Why? There was a case, just to give an example before we close. There was a case where I used to stay at Zonke. So you remember most what is happening with these taxi bosses. 2 taxi bosses were shot at Zonke, ne? And I saw, I happened to see 2 of them. You know what I'm saying? As this thing was happening, the other one was shot with a shotgun. The other one was shot with an AK-47. The first scenario, how that thing happened, we even saw these 2 guys that shot this person. He was at the rank. We saw they were driving a Golf 7. I think, if not on, look, I think if not this color, it is in this color, between the 2 colors. We saw that we saw them running away. You know what I'm saying? The second scenario, when they shot the second guy, because the first one is the one with Golf 7. A few weeks or months, 2 months apart, then followed the second one, which was the guy who was shot with AK-47. Those people as well, they ran away with a Toyota Yaris. That was the getaway car. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying we saw how they got away. We may not be able to point the number plate or the registration, but we saw them running away, and we saw them running away towards a certain direction. But in this case, so far, the question that the judge is asking is that nobody saw them. None whosoever. The neighbors here. That's why the judge also asked the question, where is Mapiri's house? Because that's why I understood, okay, the judge is trying to determine here, okay. So if Mapiri was on the street, then Mapiri must have seen the people running away. You know what I'm saying? Because she was on the street. But then I think she said the Mapiri is in the back opposite, something around that. So that's then pushes Mapiri away to say, okay, so we need to find neighbors that are front opposite that might have seen this to see where the judge is going. So, but I think this is a very important question to be asked by the judge. So, having said this, having asked these critical questions, and probably you might have seen or you might have watched your proceeding, I want you guys to get into the comment section below. I want you guys to tell me, Uguti, I want you guys to reason like if it was your brother. I want you guys to reason like if Kelly Kumalo or Zandi Kumalo, you were part of the family. So I want you guys to give me a balanced judgment here, so that we can be as objective as possible. But at the end of it all, we need not to follow emotions, but we need to follow facts. What are facts leading us to? That's the question that I want to leave you with. Uguti. So far, Zandi Khumalo has concluded her testimony today. In everything that she has said, every question asked by the judge, every question asked by the defense lawyers, what have you gathered? Do you, in a scale of 1 to 10, is she a liar? Look, rate her. In a scale of 1 to 10, has she told the truth? In a scale of 1 to 10, give your version. That's what I want to hear today. You and I will meet. We'll continue, do more videos in this one. You and I will meet in the next video. But until the next video, could people please take care?